Hello everybody, I'm Tom and you are watching me play Vampire. In today's episode we're going to talk first to Edgar Swansea, who should now be a vampire. We're back at Pembroke Hospital, by the way. He's not back here yet. It's a shame, but honestly it doesn't matter too much. I just need to go and rest, I believe, which I'm going to do. I think resting for a night should make him come back. Also make a couple of other characters come back, which is interesting to me. As far as level up... more health seems good. Confirm. The inhabitants of London live in fear of physicians, delayed interventions, barefaced favoritism, and strange experimental treatments. The scarcity of professionalism is crystallized in Pembroke Hospital, Whitechapel, where deontology was discharged a long time ago. The Pembroke administration hides behind the facade of dedication and rectitude, but those of us who know any of their patients, or worse, or among them, are aware of the deceit. In this temple devoted to dread, you will have to pay to get a bed, you will catch illnesses you never knew existed, and your corpse will be relieved of its possessions in the morgue. Here, patients... that's probably me, actually. Here, patients die overnight of wounds they never bore upon their arrival, and they call them accidents. I briefly interviewed Dr. Swansea, head of administration, declaiming a pedantic timor mortis conturbit me. Fear of death confounds me, before forcing us out of the establishment. Quotes in Latin will not be enough to keep us away from this morbidity. Volunteers are welcome to join me tomorrow morning in front of the hospital to demand clear facts about the state of the medical institution come in numbers. I mean, not entirely wrong. Let's check the other places. Interesting. He got better on his own. I guess because I essentially put an end to the epidemic is what I did, right? The highest this can go is stable, which is interesting. A highly respected resident of the city district passed away last night. Aloysius Dawson, co-founder of the head of Dawson & Dawson's company at 71 years of age. It was no secret that Mr. Dawson's health had recently declined, and once joyful businessman had almost totally disappeared from social events since the tragic death of his twin brother. An influential man, Aloysius Dawson was also a great art collector and a concerned philanthropist. Recently, he had campaigned for an audacious plan to save London from the Spanish flu, by raising a quarantine wall to separate the districts and contain the epidemic. But only a few hours before his death, the magnate had given orders to cancel the construction of the wall. More surprisingly, larger donations of money have been received from all major London hospitals, while equally important contributions have been made to the smaller clinics and dispensaries. Does it mean Aloysius Dawson, a man known for his fortitude and conservative opinions, was finally touched by grace? Who could say? Only one thing is certain, all over the city, thanks to that man's late generosity, stocks of medical supplies have been replenished, and the death toll has significantly been lowered in the last 24 hours. No doubt hundreds of grateful citizens will be in the St. Mary's churchyard to accompany the final journey of this benefactor, SLA. I wonder if that's why everyone got better, actually. That could be that's very interesting if that was the case, if everyone got better because he did that. In any case, I should now be able to talk to Swansea, I think. Also, a couple of those, there was a woman I saved in the sewers, she'll be back where she should be. I don't know where that is, specifically, but... wow, he cleaned up his office quick. I guess he had an entire day to clean up his office.
Johnathan, my dear, I can never thank you enough.
Thank me? For what?
Come now, you know what I mean. I am... well, I'm just like you.
Not quite.
Have you no shame? Must I remind you of your ludicrous actions? Of the innocent men and women who died at your hands?
Shame is for mortals, Jonathan. I know it now, and you should too. We are something else. Something more.
Interesting.
Have you news of Geoffrey McCullum? I'm sure both of you would have quite an interesting discussion after recent events.
He left the hospital without being treated for the severe beating you gave him. We'll meet again soon enough.
Do you not think he will kill you where you stand?
Funny you should mention it. I asked him once what he would do if I were a vampire. He said he would give me an hour for old time's sake.
What will you
Interesting.
do now that you are immortal?
Experiment, my dear colleague. I have an eternity to make scientific progress. I could be the only scientist able to undertake extreme experiments upon himself.
My God, Edgar. Did you learn nothing from your forays into folly?
I have, I swear. No more experiments on mortals. See? I said mortals. How quickly the mind adapts.
He is far too happy about this.
What kind of experiments?
Who knows? Nervous shock, brain damage, pain and recovery. There's almost no limit to what my body can now endure. I could be the next Henry Head.
I mean, that's one way to use immortality, I suppose. Self-experimentation.
How do you feel since you changed?
Absolutely fine. Did you know I can determine the health of every patient or nurse just by looking at him? Fascinating.
Have you taken a life yet, Edgar?
Don't you think that's a private matter? I would not ask you such an indiscreet question.
Do you feel the hunger?
Yes. It's very peculiar, not like mortal hunger at all. It's like I'm never sated. Fortunately, blood is no rare commodity at Pembroke.
Will you continue as Pembroke's administrator?
Of course. I can help more than ever. And since I'm already dead, I can't get sick.
Are you not afraid Priwen will find you? Next time, they will do more than abduct and torture you.
I remain a man of peace. If things were to go awry, I would flee rather than slice them up as you would, my friend.
Have you seen Elizabeth? Has she passed this way since you returned?
No. And I'm terrified to see her again. I really am, Jonathan. She could very well tear me to pieces for what I did.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye, Edgar. I'm certain we'll meet again.
It's sad, but I'm gonna kick off a few side quests. Notably, I want to talk. Whoops! I want to talk to somewhere in the West End. There is. Let's look at these side quests, I guess. I have one of his Braille notebooks. I think I'll go give it to him because I may have accidentally picked up two, in which case I'll have finished that quest. I need to go give him his notebook back. I need to go talk to him because apparently his wife is killing him. And I don't know what to do about this one. Also, Louise Teasdale I want to go talk to because she'll now be rescued, which is good. So I need to go... Essentially everything is in West End, now I look at it. I guess he's in Whitechapel. Whitechapel and West End. Where is he in Whitechapel, actually? I can't remember. He's like here, I think. Right? No, he's up here. It's the easiest way to get there. Probably through Whitechapel, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna fast travel. Well, not fast travel. I'm gonna be there. For you, it'll be like fast travel. I'm gonna cut and I'll be there. Alright, we're back. There was a lot of fighting in between there. It was insane.
Good evening, Mr. Swanborough.
Is it you, Dr. Reid? Please come in. What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour?
Me.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Here's another page for the diary.
I found another page of the diary, Mr. Swanborough.
This diary is still not complete. The man who wrote it claims he is a member of some scholarly brotherhood called the St. Paul's Stole.
Really? I've heard of them. Very capable scientists. Perhaps the man who wrote this really found a cure.
I would need more pages to figure it out, but it's as promising as it is intriguing.
Interesting. Alright everybody, so, turns out, Shadowplay doesn't actually tell you when your hard drive is full, and hence the rest of this episode is actually cut off. This is where the recording stopped. From my end, when I was actually playing, it looked like everything was fine, but the recording actually stopped here. So, that's all we have. Fortunately for you, I can reenact what happened. Also, luckily, nothing really important happened. It was kind of wrapping up a few side quests and a few dialogue options for stuff that was happening, but on the whole, nothing super important. But first, we went and met the Prime Minister St. Paul, i.e. Usher Talltree. Oh, hello, Usher. Here's the package you wanted. Oh, thank you, Johnathan. Did you read it? Yes. Sorry about that. It's okay, Johnny boy. If Pandora couldn't resist, then I can't condemn you for it. And after that, we went to find Louise Teasdale, and we had a conversation about her abduction. She was abducted by the kind of weird, insulty vampire dude. So we saw her, and we were, oh, hello, Miss Teasdale, how are you? What's your doc? I found me dad's corpse, I'm feeling quality. We had a fight before I left. I'm a bit guilty about it. He slapped me, and then I kicked him in the bollocks. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What can you tell me about the vampire that attacked you? He was charming at first. I may have even considered his proposal had he not abducted me. But turns out he was really just an angry virgin. Speaking of, can vampires even fuck? Well, I suppose as creatures of blood, they are capable of, getting an erection technically, I suppose. Sorry, Doc. Just playing with you. No need to get embarrassed. And then after that conversation, we finally went and confronted Clarence and then his wife, because we learned that from Usher Talltree, actually, he gave us a, prediction, essentially, that Venus was actually poisoning Clarence, her husband. So we went to first Clarence to talk about it. Clarence, your wife is poisoning you. Have I really pushed her this far? All this campaigning, maybe I've gone too far. Oh God, why did you tell me this, Johnathan? Because you may be an idiot, but you are my friend, and I don't want you to see to die, Clarence. And after that, we went to Venus and confronted her about it. I know that you're poisoning your husband, Venus. And what are you going to do about it? The poison is undetectable, so the police can't do anything. And how do you think Clarence would cope without me around? Bye, you raging cunt. As an aside here, this was the first time that I can remember when I was playing this game that I was actually really close and really considering killing one of the civilians. Reluctantly, I decided not to, because I feel that she was probably actually correct about her assessment of how Clarence would be if she died. His reaction to her death, I imagine, may result in him dying. I have a pretty strong suspicion that it may kill him just as quickly as her poison, because, I think, even though she's poisoning him, and as I said, is a raging cunt, it's quite possible that she's one of the few things in his life that's keeping him sane. And I warned him about it, so hopefully he's not stupid enough to continue eating her cooking and drinks she offers him and things, but we'll see. But with that, we're caught up. We are standing just outside Lady Ashbury's house, ready to continue the main story quest. So that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you like, subscribe if you're not already, and as always, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye, guys.